Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. And okay, we know the budget, and it's bad. Personal tax and employer national insurance contributions (NICs) are now going to be frozen. The thresholds, that is, are now going to be frozen again for 3 years from 2028. They were already frozen until 2028. They're now going to be frozen until 2031. Basically, it'll be nearly 10 years, and it's probably going to go beyond that. It'll be 10 years without any threshold rise, bringing millions into tax. Pensioners being taxed, of course, first. NICs now will be charged on salary sacrificed pension contributions, so she's coming after your pensions as well. How dare you save for your future? Dividends, property and savings income tax up by 2%. So, where you'd normally pay your income tax on your income, you're now paying a further income tax because you dared to save for your future. It's almost as though she doesn't want anyone saving for their future. The two-child benefit cap, gone. So, all these people with more than two children, generally families of immigrants, will be much, much better off. And the indigenous people who actually work and pay the tax will be much worse off to cover the cost of other people's fucking. Paper mile levy on electric cars definitely coming in. We knew that anyway, but it won't be long before that's shifted over to all cars. There's going to be a lot of cuts to writing down capital allowances, which will stop businesses really investing in capital because they won't get the benefit back from that investment. So for businesses, it would be worth opening a branch in, say, Belgium or Holland or France or somewhere that isn't Britain, and having the capital invested there and then just taking it as an expense out of Britain, thus cutting down on the profits they make in Britain, pay less tax in country of choice and get the full benefit of the write down of the capital allowance. So you can guarantee that is going to happen. Gambling taxes worth 1.1 billion. So there's the gambling industry going to be moving abroad. Boom, gone. So that's gone. There's a freeze to fuel duty. Well, whoopee woo. There's going to be that council tax surcharge on houses worth over 2 million. Tax administration compliance and debt collection measures. In other words, the HMRC are going to come after more people harder and faster. Reduced capital gains relief on employee ownership trusts. So where you benefited by having the employees own a business to maintain themselves and keep themselves employed, that's going to be punishable as well. Increasing the tax rates on dividends, property and savings. Oh, and C, regulated asset levies. So because nuclear energy represents the opportunity to have low price energy, they're going to make sure that can't happen by putting a levy on nuclear energy from there. Oh dear. Well, there we go. The tax burden is now at a record high, and there's literally nowhere else to go except out of the country if you've got wealth. And I can guarantee they will. The stock market's taken a hit this morning, already down. The pound has already weakened, but I expect it's going to weaken more. It is never good. This budget just goes to show that any credibility this Labour Party had about looking after people is dead in the water. They've screwed the economy so badly, so appallingly badly. They do not know how to fix it. And they just think that more tax is going to make it better. Let me tell you, it isn't. It's going to make things far, far worse. Their tax take will undoubtedly reduce. And at the same time, their expenses in the forms of welfare payments are going to go through the roof. Nobody has a clue how this is going to be paid for. There are so many people desperately worried about this. All the full analysts and proper, real economists are now basically saying that it's unfixable. It's not going to work. It's a failed budget. And she goes, and I commend it to the House. Do you? Do you really? Well, let me tell you, Britain is broke. Britain is done. The amount of tax that's going onto this is unaffordable. and there's going to be mass unemployment. The welfare bill will skyrocket, the income will fall. She cannot borrow. Next stop, IMF. And I read somewhere that even the IMF cannot help Britain. I think it was in the Financial Times a couple of days ago. There was a report saying that the amount of money needed to offset the problems that the Labour Party have cost is more than the IMF can possibly supply. She's even going to bankrupt the IMF. Labour. Always a good vote, isn't it? Always vote Labour for a better life. For Abdul and his 16 children. Thanks very much. Bye.